Results in this program is not something that we just try to get. It's something that you must invest in. And there are five specific investments that are required to get the results that you came here for. And these five investments is how you win specifically. They're not half the investments. It's required that you step in fully all these investments. Because when you don't invest yourself in all these parts I'm about to share with you, what happens, you'll look back and you'll realize, man, I didn't get the results I wanted because I wasn't fully invested. Just like if you're talking to a prospect, you're talking to a business client, and you're looking to take them on as a client in business or specifically in in sales or even inside of a relationship, any relationship. If these things are not in any relationship and don't happen, then it's going to fail. It's not going to work. And you're going to wonder, why am I not getting the results that I want? So not only do these actual five investments pertain to this specific program, because I want you to win, I want you to get what you came here for. I want you to evolve as a man or woman to get where you want to go. But in order to do that, we're going to have to look at the different versions of us that show up, not committed, not actually getting the results that we want. Because there's this one person, one version of you, and then there's the 2.0 version of you. This version is living a completely different mindset, a completely different patterns, behaviors, a different focus, right? They're living the foundation of the code. They're operating in truth. They're living truth, and they create the fruit in their life because of it. Now, what it required and demanded was that this specific individual shows up completely differently. Now, when I say that, is that what's going to be required to go from 1.0 to 2.0 is these five investments. Number one is going to be the investment of mind, mental investment. Now, what does that mean? You must be willing, starting from this moment on of watching this video, to challenge everything that you think that you know. That your current operating system, the current way of thinking got you to this place. So every time that you find yourself attached to a thought or an idea, how it's supposed to look, likely there's a shadow trying to say, no, you don't deserve that result. No. And it comes in place sneakily, it sneaks in place to rob you from your results. What it's going to require you is the mental investment, right? This is not about getting more information necessarily. It's about upgrading your operating system that's running your current system. It's like we have to constantly challenge our thinking, right? It's going to require you to stay super like focused and be willing to let go of the old stories, the old logic that won't get you where you want to go. And that also includes in our coaching, when we're coaching you, when we're supporting you and holding you high and holding you accountable, when you go through an experience that might be uncomfortable, it's because your current thoughts and behaviors are being challenged. So we can get to this version of you that exists. So with that, we cannot build this new self, this person that's making more money, right? More money is living in a completely different life if you're operating from here. So it's going to require a mental investment for you to be all in. And when you're not getting that result, it's going to require you to be able to let go of the stories that are not working. Now, what it's also going to require of you is going to be an emotional investment. Because inside this program, you're going to be feeling things, feeling things that are uncomfortable that you may not have felt for most of your life. But you must be willing to feel what you've avoided. And I know that you are because that's why you're here. I'm just reminding you is that part of getting to this version of the things that you want and unlocking more money, more commissions, more peace, everything that you want. The emotional component's important because the truth is, you're never going to feel like doing it, doing the work, doing the things required to get to what you want. You're just never going to feel like it. So it's important to recognize that your emotions are valid, right? But it's about being real and raw about the emotions that might actually get in the way of you getting these results. And one part of this is understanding the idea that your triggers are actually your gifts. So, an emotional trigger means that I might say something to you to challenge you, right? And coaching you, or one of my coaches might actually say something to you that is truth, that is living by the code and the truth. These are the facts that's going on. For example, you may have been late and maybe you didn't take full ownership that you were late, or we're just holding up the mirror and saying you were late and you feel an emotional trigger that we did something to you and you're taking it personal, or you're on a sales call and you you have three no's in a row, and by the second and now the third one you're feeling rejected. There's an emotion that comes up because inside any situation, right, there's emotions, there's feelings, right, that result from a trigger. Anytime that you feel an emotion, there's a trigger. So I welcome these triggers. In fact, part of the initial initiation, the freedom initiation, is a triggering process. We want to bring those emotions up that have been suppressed for so long. But what's going to require is for you to be willing to invest emotionally. You must be willing to, and that's essential. And then the third investment is also a very important one, which is the financial investment. I want you to think about how many times in your life, and I know for me, I have 100% gotten a free course, free access to free information. But how many times have you gotten access to something for free and you never took action? Now, why is that? Well, because when you're not financially invested, the universe says, oh, you're not actually invested financially. So, because of that, you're not going to get the result. You're not going to do the things because you have nothing to lose. There is literally nothing to lose because you're not financially invested. The good news is that you're in this program and you have already invested. You've already invested. And you'll keep continuously investing financially. And the interesting thing is, the moment you stop investing in yourself financially is the moment you start realizing, you start validating the story that I am not worthy of, right? It validates that, and 2.0 version becomes impossible because you're actually yielding back to 1.0. That limited version of you in that limited story, that destructive story. You actually prove this story to be true because you're not financially invested. So this is an important piece is I want you to look back, where have you not been financially invested and where are you not continuously to financially invest? Now, again, I acknowledge you for investing in this program, and this is going to now activate your subconscious mind and say, it's probably already saying it without you consciously saying it. I don't want to lose my money. I'm going to make sure I get my return on investment, and I'm more committed. I'm more all in because of this, because you have something to lose. Number 4 is the energetic commitment. the energetic investment. Where your energy goes, results go. Where your energy goes, your results go. And this is how we create this version right here because it's going to require energy from you. And energy means when you show up, you're present. When you show up, you're on time. When you say you're going to do the task and you agree to it, you actually do it. You exchange energy because what you put in and how you show up to do the work, do the assignments, to actually, if we ask you to submit a call review and you show up, right? Energetically, you're present, you're available. Be present. Camera is on. Make sure you're not driving when you show up to a meeting because we require your energy to, it demands your energy to get what you want, to become that next version and step into that person. So, the last one. The last one here, it's going to require an investment of time, your time. This container, this experience, this program, it is not a hobby, meaning it's not a side project. You're not here to dabble, right? If you start to show up in the shadow being a spectator, right, and you are just kind of watching other people do the work, get results, you've now stepped into a world where you are in this space back into this old pattern. Because what's not happening is your investment of time has not become a priority. So you must block your calendar right now for all of the trainings that we have every single week. In fact, it's one of the tasks inside of the onboarding is to make sure you block your calendar and click on the link inside there. Because you won't just find the time. This version of you creates the time. It's how he got the results. He came from who he's being, which is coming from creation to get the result. So if you find yourself not getting the results that you wanted, are you actually showing up every single week and making it non-negotiable? Are you making it a priority? Now, when you're asked to do assignments, are you carving out the 2 hours in your time for the freedom initiation to actually do the work? When you're going through the quick wins protocol and I'm sending you, hey, do this specific thing and you will make a shit ton more money in the next 24 to 48 hours. If you did not carve time to do it, you're not investing time. You're just investing mental masturbation. Put it that way, mental masturbation. So to recap, we look at this here. These are the 5 investments required for you to win. There's the mental investment, the emotional investment, the financial investment, the energetic investment, and the time investment. What I encourage you to do is really reflect. Reflect on other experiences or programs you've been in and look at the results that you got in those programs. If you got the results that you wanted, likely you invested fully all in on these. And programs that you did not invest, you chose somewhere unconsciously or consciously to not invest in one of these. And you decided to dabble. You decided to not be emotionally connected to the experience or not connected to the people in the experience emotionally. Or mentally, you weren't there, or energetically, you weren't giving your energy and doing the work with the energy required, or maybe you just didn't show up. Maybe you didn't show up. And then how in this program, what's going to be different this time, reflecting and committing, I am all in. I am all in on all these things here. All in means that you are fully committed, 100% committed, not interested. Because the savage that you're becoming, the savage that you already are, that you're becoming, the savage leader that you are, the version of you that has all those results is because he created them And he leveraged, this is leverage. He leveraged these five investments which are required for you to win.